Hello YouTube, it's JexPat with another video. Today I wanted to do a follow-up to one of my popular videos on enabling Loudness EQ in Windows. A number of you over the last year since this video was published had success enabling Loudness EQ for your devices, but also some of you did not. For whatever known reason, you'd go through the registry edits as depicted in this video, apply them. The enhancement tab would sometimes show or not show, and these wouldn't take effect. So normally this was down to some driver limitations from the device manufacturer or other reasons, but what I wanted to do was to try and find a universal approach that would enable everybody to benefit from Loudness EQ regardless of the device, and I think I found that. So let me basically walk through how this is applied and how we can do this and bring this to everybody. So Elgato recently released their Wave Link 3.0 software. So basically this is audio mixing software available for Windows, and it's free for everybody now. Traditionally when they had Wave Link 2, you had to have a certain Elgato device to actually unlock the software. Now it's free for everybody. You actually don't need an Elgato product at all to run it, but this is key to this configuration. So what you'll want to do is go to the Elgato website, find Wave Link 3.0 and download the software application and install it. Once you've done that, you will be presented with the Wave Link software. Now I've obviously pre-configured my setup for my needs, but basically what I would recommend for a crude setup just to get started is create some device channels. So basically you can add empty channels. I would say create system for your main Windows system sounds, which would be your default device. You can then create things like for music, if you use any music apps like Spotify, Tidal and Apple Music, etc. You can do that. Browser, if you want to go more granular, you can configure a browser virtual device, and you can then have things like Edge browser, Google Chrome, things like this assigned to it. Then you can select one for voice chat, which would be maybe you assign this to Discord, maybe this you assign this to the game chat audio in the games that you play. But more specifically, for the purpose of this demonstration, you want to create a game channel. Yeah, once you've done that, then they all appear on the side here. And if we open up Control Panel, for example, we will just see how they are presented. Under sound, we can see here then we have some Elgato devices already. So we have the game, we have music, we have system, and then we have voice chat. So what I do typically is I would set system as the default device. Well, this is basically all your system audio will go through here, and then I would assign voice chat as the communication. This just makes it simpler for managing audio through the system. But what we want to do now is we want to figure out actually how can we get Loudness EQ. So the main focus is that we would want to apply Loudness EQ to the game channel. So you basically need, in your personal mix, which will be the main output, we need to make sure that we have our audio output device. So depending on what device you're using, you can select, as I have an Elgato dock connected to my Stream Deck, then I can use that, but I actually have an external DAC, which is Fiocchi 19, which I use. So you may need to make sure that for your personal mix, that you route your audio through this, and you need to make sure that you have the ear icon here so you can actually hear the mix as well. The streaming mixes, chat mixes and recording can all be created if you're going to stream on Twitch or YouTube and things like this, but ultimately for the purpose of this demonstration, and if you just want to use Loudness EQ for gaming, then you can just have your personal mix. Everything else doesn't matter, and you basically create things as you need them depending on your use case. So the same principles from my other video apply. We need to make the registry edit, but I've done things slightly different here. I've tried to streamline it a little bit to make the process a little bit quicker. So I actually have a script that we will use to apply the registry edit. We'll go through that later. But first of all, we need to type the window key and press R, and then we can go into type regedit, and then we can open the registry editor as before. We then need to follow this link. We need to go local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, devices, audio, then render. What we need to do, basically, we need to find out the list of devices you have under render. You may have just a few, you may have loads. As I've been testing lots of different devices, I have quite many here, and it can be a pain in the arse sometimes to actually find the device you wanted. But as I've been testing this prior to this video, then I believe the one I need is the end device. So you click on the properties tab of the device in the registry editor. You need to identify what it is. So we can see here that this is a game device, and it's linked to an Elgato virtual audio device. So what we need to do is we need to look for some indicators in this properties field. As I can see, we've actually found the game device yet. So what we did previously is we would go to FX properties and we would manually apply the text strings. But what I have now is I have this script to make it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is basically copy this text. We will need to open PowerShell. So we open PowerShell, we need to right click, run it as an administrator. This will then open a window. We copy the command in here. We press enter. We need to now say yes to all. So we click A and apply. When I press enter, we might have audio drop off for a moment, so bear with me. Actually, no, before that applies, we need to actually say the name of the device. So you always want to check what device you're applying this to, but as we are doing this in control panel on the audio devices, we will just look at these quickly to check. We can see these devices in Windows. We have the game device. So the name is game. We want to apply that here. We press enter. May not have dropped. And still record. Yeah, you can still hear me. It's still recording in OBS, which is good. As we can see now, we have the loudness enhancements tab. So this is the first part. Now what we want to do is we want to open up the game. So we will just start up Call of Duty. We can close this script down now. I will add all of these links and the text for the script for PowerShell in the description. So basically what we want to do now is we need to assign this audio device in Call of Duty. So we go into settings, we go to audio. We can see that currently we just have the default system device. What we want to do is now find the game device we created in Elgato Wave Link, and it's this one here. And we will test the audio. We go into the firing range. What we will see is the loudness EQ has not yet taken effect. Even if we open up the audio properties, we can see we have loudness EQ on, but it's actually not doing anything. And there is a reason for this. This script applies some additional string values that are not needed. So we need to go back into the registry editor where we left off. We can see in the FX values now, we have the strings 1, 2, and 3 that we wanted from my previous video, but we also have the addition of 5 and 6. Now these for some reason stopped the Loudness EQ from working, so all we have to do is just delete them. And then what we need to do is we need to press Windows R and go to Services, MCS. This should now open up another window. Yep, there we go. So what we need to do is the final step. I mean, there's two ways to do this. You can restart your PC and it should take effect, but if you don't want to do that, and for the purpose of this video I need to demonstrate that it works, is that we need to go down to Windows Audio. We right click on it and we will click restart. Now when I do this, audio will stop for a moment while this recording is happening, because basically Windows will restart all audio devices. So I'm going to do this now. Give me a few seconds. There will be quiet time, but it will come back. We'll click yes. Let's go. A little bit while it's reconnecting all the audio. But what we should find now is that the Loudness EQ is working, yeah? Can you hear the difference if we turn it off? Yeah, all that environmental background noise now is massively enhanced. So we click it again. We also check short is on, and we should be good to go. So now we can test in the firing range. We have full Loudness EQ. And this is specifically the gaming device, yeah? And there we go. This basically enables you to have Loudness EQ on any device. It doesn't affect your normal headset. We can basically run it as we want to, because it is purely applied only to the gaming channel. All your system audio, your endpoints and everything else will remain standard. And for me, in my opinion, this is the best way now moving forward to apply Loudness EQ to a device. There are other ways to do it. You can use things like VB hi-fi audio cable, but again, these add extra steps and potentially unnecessary, unless you want to actually use the Artis or Audio Tune. Then that's one option you can also go. But pretty much for everybody wanting to enable Loudness EQ, I would recommend this the way forward as the ultimate guide, because it doesn't impact all of your system-wide audio. It focuses purely on the gaming device. Because what we've done is in settings, we have basically applied Loudness EQ to a virtual audio channel within Wave Link, and this keeps all audio on other services completely free of the change. So hopefully this helps, and let me know what you think, and if you want to see more guides like this, then see you in the next one. Peace.